Hello YouTubers, this is Victoria again. Today I wanted to talk to you about head covering and why I am a head covering Christian and believe in that for women. First, I wanted to read to you the passage that my belief is based on, and also the passage that people who are against head covering base their beliefs on. You find both in this passage, and it takes a lot of thinking and praying to figure it out as to what each person believes. Okay, this is 1 Corinthians 11 verses 3 through 16. I'm reading this out of the New American Standard Bible, which is my favorite version. But if you want to understand that Christ is the head of every man, but I want you to understand that Christ is the head of every man, and the man is the head of a woman, and God is the head of Christ. Every man who has something on his head while praying or prophesying disgraces his head. But every woman who has her head covered while praying or prophesying who has her head uncovered while praying or prophesying disgraces her head, for she is one and the same as a woman whose head is shaved. But if a woman does not cover her head, let her also have her hair cut off. But if it is disgraceful for a woman to have her hair cut off or her head shaved, let her cover her head. For a man ought not to have his head covered, since he is the image and glory of God, but the woman is the glory of man. For man does not originate from woman, but woman from man. For indeed man was not created for woman's sake, but women for the man's sake. Therefore, the woman ought to have a symbol of authority on her head because of the angels. However, in the Lord, neither is woman independent of man, nor is man independent of woman. For as the woman originates from the man, so also the man has his birth through the woman, and all things originate from God. Judge for yourselves. Is it proper for a woman to pray to God with her head uncovered? Does not even nature itself teach you that if a man has long hair, it is a dishonor to him, but if a woman has long hair, it is a glory to her? For her hair is given to her for a covering. But if one is inclined to be contentious, we have no other practice, nor have the churches of God. Again, that is 1 Corinthians 11, 3 through 16. Now, what I see here is that two coverings are spoken about for a woman. One is the natural covering of her hair in verse 15. For her hair is given to her for a covering. But it's not given to her for that covering. It's given to her for a covering. But I believe that this passage also talks about that a woman should be taking on a second covering, that she chooses, which a woman should take on a second covering which she chooses to put on. Right now in the winter time I'm wearing warm winter hats because I'm always cold. In the summer I tend to wear more lighter coverings that are more stylish. So yeah, basically even men to this day take off their hats if they're wearing one when they enter a church, and a woman in the same way should don a covering. Now, I base my belief of covering all the time on the verse that says that we should pray without ceasing. And if a woman should be covered when praying or prophesying, therefore she should be covered all the time if she is to be praying without ceasing. So this way I'm always ready to pray no matter where I am or what I'm doing, because my head is already covered. So I hope that explains a little bit more about what I believe. And yeah, the whole thing about women being subject to man and man being head over a woman and everything like that is another topic for another time. So thanks a lot, YouTubers, and I hope this has been educational for you. And if you're a woman and you're wondering about covering your head, I encourage you to read and study this passage and to pray to God about it and ask Him what you should do. Thanks. Bye.